Hello, we're here. We are getting things figured out, so hang on. The we're gonna try to use a new software application. Well, actually, a software application we normally use, but it has a new feature, and you can put multiple people on the same thing. But it was not working. We've been actually trying to do it for an hour, so sorry for our tardiness. Give us a second. Just want to make sure we're showing up. Okay, we are. All right, so now let me find my cohorts. There's Haley. I'm gonna add Haley. Yay!
I'm here.
We got it working. Oh, Anne Marie, yay, there's Anne Marie. Yay! We got 3 of us. All right, we're only 6 minutes late. All right, so welcome. So we're gonna do it. How are we gonna arrange it? Are we gonna like 2 on top and 1 on bottom? Oh, let's do it. Let's like rotate. See if we can. I don't know if we can do it this way. Well, it doesn't matter. All right, we're having fun with the. I don't know. I think we can only do it 3 at a time. So we'll get more people. So I'm just going to run down kind of how it's going to work. So we have 6 people that are going to be speaking all about different topics. So if we can just post questions in the comments below, and we will address those at the end. And then we're just going to all touch on our stories, and then we'll each have a specific topic. And we're each going to go about 10 minutes. So hopefully you can spend an hour with us. If you have to get off early, we are recording this, so we can share it with you afterwards. Okay, so I will start. I am Laurie Wright, and I am probably not only the senior person on here, but the coach with the most tenure as well. I've been a coach for a little over 3 years. I started coaching in January of 2014, and I'm 58. And so there's a lot more younger people on the team than me. But so I also wanted to set up, so we are all on a team called Team Positude, but we all have our teams of our own, and that's really kind of how it works. But one of the wonderful things about Beachbody is that everybody kind of locks arms and works together and shares what works, and it becomes a big family. And so that's been one of the biggest and most exciting parts of being a coach, is the family that comes with it. And I will say it's been really fun too, because every team has their own dynamic. So, you just become like, there's these like little mini families as your team grows. That's really great. So one of the things what I want to start with is I want to ask people to really think about what's possible. What do you have? What do you dream about? What do you hope to have in your life that you don't have right now? Because this particular opportunity can fill so many voids. And there's so many elements of being a coach that I can't even really describe, sometimes in words. But number one, it's a business about health. First and foremost, it's a business about health. So if you've ever dreamed about being in better shape, if you've ever dreamed about just, feeling great and energetic and not tired and not stressed, then that's one of the gifts that this job can give you. And then, so the other thing that it can give you is just improved relationships, because what comes with this job is, as I described, everybody who I've met as a coach is the most uplifting, wonderful, helpful, generous person. So you're around all these people. And when you're around a lot of people, have you heard that saying that you're like the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with? So it kind of like rubs off. So you have this amazing family. And then you also have this amazing opportunity to change your life financially. And so everybody's journey is different. Some people have incredible, fast paths to financial success. Other people have slower paths to success. But I will say that this is a job that you can work part-time, and most coaches work part-time. I worked part-time for 18 months, and you can supplement whatever income you have. So what I like to tell people is, don't think about the, the mountain cabin that you want necessarily. I mean, you can put that in your vision board, but that's a longer term goal. Think about the cleaning lady you can purchase, that you can afford, not purchase, but the help you can get for that. Think about maybe a night out that you can't do right now, a weekend away that you can't do right now. So there's all kinds of things that this job can bring you in so many aspects. So I want to touch first on, and I want to, I'll certainly share my story, but my story is a pretty simple one. It was, I was just middle-aged and, gaining weight and not feeling good about myself. And the particular reason I signed up was because my arms were getting flabby and I felt embarrassed about getting in a dress for my daughter's wedding. So I went to work and, I have gorgeous grandma guns now. But when so I started working out, and Shakeology, which, is a big part of my journey, changed my life, helped me poop again, made my digestive system work as it's never worked before. And it all came down to nutrition. So I learned as a customer first, and then I became a coach because I became passionate about the products and what they could do for me. And I knew that I could help other people. At first I was resistant. At first I was like, this is sketchy. I don't want to be a part of a network marketing company. I think it's really sketchy. And so I was really kind of a closed person, and if it wasn't for my daughter that was doing it, and I saw her starting to have success, and it wasn't for the fact that I knew I was never going to stop drinking Shakeology after 2 months, and I wanted the discount, and I thought, okay, I might as well get it cheaper. I would not be a coach if it weren't for those two things. So I trusted somebody, and I had an amazing, experience with the products. And so it's kind of a simple story. And then I signed up as a coach after I'd been drinking Shakeology for 2 months. And then one day it was just like clicked that, oh my gosh, I could actually do this as a job. I could do this, and one day I can leave my current job, which I had no idea when I was going to ever be able to retire from. And so, but the story that I really want to tell is my daughter's who's not here tonight. And she's the one who created this team and started us all on this journey, or through her contacts with people. Some people on this call weren't necessarily directly connected with her, but the reason that she started was because her family was broke. She was a young mom with a husband who had been laid off from his job. They both worked for a small company. It went under, and they both lost their jobs. He was out of a job for about 8 months, and they had 2 small children, and they basically had gotten down to their final bit of savings and were desperate. And so she signed up as a coach out of desperation. Unlike me, I was the opposite. I had a 6-figure income and great career, but I wasn't really passionate about it. I was in it for the money, right? And that does not fill what ultimately, I don't think, we're all here for a purpose, and I don't think, I clearly know that wasn't my purpose because I wasn't passionate about it. And Nikki did it because she was desperate. She was desperate for a solution for her family. It was all about money. And she did want to get healthy, but she trusted that she actually had a chance to use T25 prior to signing up as a coach, but she hadn't used Shakeology. She couldn't afford Shakeology, and she signed up as a coach, and she has been an elite coach for 3 years. She has grown she has a 6-figure income. She created a 6-figure income pretty quickly within 18 months, 24 months. And she was able to retire. Her husband got a job a couple months after she started coaching, and her goal was to retire him. So she retired him after 8 months of coaching. 18 months. He retired in February. She started in October, so it was October a year, and then February. So, and then last year they were able to move. They said we can live anywhere we want. and we want to leave the rat race because they were both they didn't have jobs really. They were working. She was working out of the house and he was helping raise their children. So they really didn't need to be in a busy city amongst all the traffic. So they chose Charleston, South Carolina, and they moved and they bought a beautiful home. And this is all because of Beachbody. It's because of her decision to take a leap and do something that she wasn't sure about, but she thought it would be the answer. And man, has it been more than the answer. And if I think about if she hadn't been like that, if she hadn't been so desperate, then she wouldn't have had a big why to push her, number one. And secondly, if she was in a job, a regular job, she would still be in a job, and she would be having, a nanny or her children in daycare. She wouldn't be home with her children and being able to make her own hours and work on her own time. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over. I just wanted to start it off and give you a little perspective about our team and kind of the different aspects of coaching that are there. Some people focus on the financial, but it's so much more than financial. And, I think a lot of coaches here will attest to that. But I really want to encourage everybody who is watching this and is on the call to dream big, to think about the things that you don't have in your life right now, whether they're small things or whether they're really, really big dreams that, like Nikki, where she moved and got a beautiful home in Charleston. So Haley's going to go next. So I'm going to stop talking and let Haley have the floor.
All right. Oh, it's can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. Okay. So I'm Haley Whitty. I have been a coach since April of 2015, technically. And I was newly engaged. I was 24 at the time. I am a registered nurse. I was working full time as a nurse. And funny, I'll just touch on my story. How I started, I reached out to my coach actually, because I saw her on Facebook. She's also a nurse. And I asked her about whatever she was talking about because I was wanting to get in shape. I was feeling bad about where I was. And she told me how it kind of worked. And I was like, well, she's talking about some shake and I don't want to deal with that. And so I deleted her off Facebook. I stopped talking to her. And then I got engaged shortly after that. My fiance actually said, why don't you add that girl back on Facebook and ask her about what we're doing or what she's doing? Because we got engaged in bathing suits, and all of a sudden I was like, this is not okay. I need to get in shape. I need to feel confident again. I need to feel better again. And so that's how it started. And so I added her back. We're like best friends now, so it's fine. No offense taken there. But I was definitely hesitant at first. And then, I started in a challenge group, which is what we do as coaches. And I'm going to kind of talk about what a day in the life of a coach looks like. And I knew a week into it, like, this is what I want to do. I was watching her lead people. I was watching her help people. I was watching people respond to her. And just all of these women that were in this group with me, loving how they were feeling and getting results so quick. And I was like, I want to do this, but I didn't tell her that. She reached out to me finally and told me I should be a coach. And I told her, no, I didn't really think I wanted to be, even though I did. And anyway, then she went on a trip to Mexico and I signed up while she was in Mexico because I'm just like that and I'm stubborn. And I know a lot of people probably relate to that stubbornness. So here I am 2 years later. I still drink the shake that I didn't want, that I deleted her over for 2 years now every day. And my life has completely changed. With Beachbody, when I started, I had been a nurse a couple years after I started coaching, and I had graduated nursing school when I was 22, and I went straight into neuro ICU. And I think it just really overwhelmed me in a lot of ways, kind of traumatized me. And so I had a lot of anxiety with work, and every night before work, just anxious. And there were times I would be crying and I just didn't want to go to work. And it was slightly ridiculous, but I couldn't help it. And so I knew that my coach had went part-time nursing and with whatever this coaching thing was. And so that it kind of gave me this little piece of hope, I guess. And so I really dove right in. And since then, I work in a much nicer kind of what I call a princess nursing job with great hours. I don't work weekends, don't work holidays. And I only have to work 20 hours a week now partially because of my coaching income helps with our budget and bills and that sort of thing. So it's been a huge blessing. I'm a totally different person. I'm healthier than I've ever been. And that is the little small piece of my story. So I'm going to talk really quick. I think I have like 5 minutes about what we do, sort of what a day, for me at least, what it looks like as a coach with working. And we have these things called the 4 vitals. And what those are the first one is being a product of the product. And so that's what we do. We work out, we do our fitness programs, at-home fitness programs. We drink our Shakeology every day. And then we share about it. We share about it on social media, whether that's Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever it is, whatever that platform you use is. And that's the part that keeps us feeling good and giving us something to share about, something to invite to. So that's the second vital behavior is inviting. So we're sharing our journey along the way, and then we're literally just inviting people to come alongside with us and join our journey, start their journey, and we kind of just walk through it with them. And we invite through social media, on the phone, messaging, however that looks for you. That's the coolest part about what we do is it's your business. So you get to do it however you want, however it works for you. The third vital behavior is personal development, which again, my stubbornness, my first 6 months as a coach, I thought that was completely bogus and I was not going to do that. And I was told every week I should be doing it. And then I quickly realized that I needed to not only be working on my physical self, but the inside as well. And that's really where personal development came in. And I think any kind of entrepreneur role, you have to be constantly working on your mind and feeding yourself, positive energy. And so we do personal development books, trainings. Everybody kind of has their preference. I listen to audiobooks now. I didn't used to do that. And I love them. And that has made me a completely different person as well, along with coaching and my fitness journey. But personal development has made all the difference. What else? The fourth vital behavior is recognition. So we run challenge groups where we're helping people with their health and fitness and nutrition. And then we're recognizing people. We're recognizing our challengers for their hard work. Some coaches do prizes and rewards, and we recognize our team is a big, big part of it. So there's recognition weekly for all sorts of things. There's always rewards every month for hitting goals and that sort of thing. So recognition is a huge part of it. For me, my day when I'm not working as a nurse, so I basically work as a coach 3 days a week now. I get up and I try to get my workout done the beginning of the day because that starts me off on a positive note and I feel good. I have a lot of energy. So workout, kind of check messages, get settled, prepare sort of for my day. And then I start talking to people. That's really what we do. I'm talking to people, connecting with them, building relationships. I personally use Facebook. And not only that, but I'm also sharing what I'm doing throughout the day and how my results are and what my challengers are doing and kind of celebrating everybody else that's on their journey, whether that's challengers or coaches or whatever. I'm checking in with my challengers. I'm messaging them and seeing if they're okay, if they need anything from me, crafting posts, like I said, and then checking in with my team as well. And back to that recognition thing and all of those. We also watch trainings. I do my personal development every day. It's really those 4 vital behaviors, and you could kind of make them, do them however you want, however works for you in the day-to-day. And really, we tell people, and when I started, when I was working 40 hours a week and I was planning a wedding and I was moving states and buying a house and doing all this stuff, it was crazy. And that was kind of the prime part, main part when I was really starting to build my business. You can do all of these things in an hour a day. So we call them power hours, and it's really just focused attention on what you're doing. And all of those things are given to you, all of those resources and how to do that is all given to you by our upline and our team. So I think that's it. I think Anne Marie is next, so I'm going to turn it over to her. Yeah.
Hi everyone, I'm Anne Marie. So first off, I'm going to talk about money. And so if you have any like particular questions about it, please go ahead and shoot them in the comments and I'll make sure I'll try and answer them. I became a coach almost a year and a half ago. And it all happened because my dad, who was 48 at the time, he had a heart attack. And it was very shocking to our whole family, where I'm sure if you've ever experienced anybody, it's very shocking. But Dad was very healthy. He was a runner. He didn't have any of the normal signs. And I turned to food and I gained weight. And I also thought of myself as a runner, and I got stress fractures because of it. And my coach actually, she posted her before and after picture. And when she did that, I was like, I need that. I need to do it so I can run. And so finally, after I talked to her for 3 months, I joined her challenge group, and I fell in love with Shakeology. It helped me so much mentally. I was in a bad place mentally with dealing with Dad's health. He suffered a brain injury because of his heart attack, and I wanted to keep doing Shakeology. And so I signed up actually to be a discount coach, because when you pay for Shakeology as a customer, it's $130. Well, as a coach, it's $97. And so that was something we could afford. At the time, my family only made $35,000 that year, so it was a huge commitment for us financially for me to be on Shakeology. And I signed up to be a coach in December, and 2 weeks after I signed up to be a coach, my dad actually passed away from complications to the brain injury. And at that moment, things changed. I was all in. I realized that with this job, with this career, it can be so much more than about me. It can be about othering them just to be the best that they can be, the best version of themselves. And so what I'm doing now is I'm just creating a team around that. We have an incredible team. You're going to hear from more to come. You've already heard from 2 amazing coaches. And it's really empowering, and it's amazing. And earlier about Nikki, Nikki has this amazing success story about the financial piece of it. And so I'm going to try any questions yet, but I'm going to try and kind of talk a little bit about exactly how that works. So basically what happens is you make a commission on from your customers. You make a commission on what they purchase. So say they buy a challenge pack, you'll make a commission on that. But Beachbody also gives bonuses for certain things. And what is really awesome that I really love about this company is how the pay structure is set up. And it's set up in a way that is for your team and to be supportive of your team. So basically, when I sign a coach, I don't make any money. In fact, if I have a choice between having a customer and having a coach, and the coach is just going to be not going to do anything with it, and I was thinking just purely about money, it would be better for me to be for them to stay a customer. So it's not where you're just trying to get coaches to be coaches. Okay. So yes, it's better for a customer to become a coach because of the discount. So I do offer that to people that are serious about the health journey. But what happens is they become a coach and they're successful. And so you get a percentage of that. And how it works is I know there's fancy words for this and I don't know them, but there's you have 2 legs, and they end up being bonuses. So you have one leg that's of coaches that are doing really well. You have another leg of coaches that are doing really well. And then you get a cycle and you make money off that. So basically, you cannot make any money unless you have a team that is healthy, that is doing well, that is out there empowering other people. I love how the structure is. Let's see, sorry, I saw the question. Yeah, what Lori said, ask your questions there. So you get bonuses through that. And let's see what else. That's mainly what I was going to go with it. Unless people have questions, I know there's a little bit of a lag.
Some people,
go ahead.
I'll just interject that some people like the trips. So, when you think you get paid.
Right, yes.
So in a way, sometimes if you do really well, you'll get your trips paid for. So that's
and you just went on the big trip to Punta Cana, which was amazing. And then next year, which I'm really excited about, going to Riviera Maya in Mexico, which will be really fun, staying at the Hard Rock or Unicity,
or I don't know how do you pronounce it, but
I don't either. It's on the water and there's lots of sand and palm trees and it looks beautiful. Let's just say that. But yeah, so that's another aspect. And I think that Haley actually talked a little bit about this, but the recognition piece is Beachbody is really good at that. So basically every time that you just do really well, they recognize you. So every month even, they'll recognize you for helping 3 people a month. And through various things, they might have like a speaker speak, or like last month, packs, which I'm really excited about. But then every year they also have this big trip that they take their coaches on, like all exclusive paid resorts kind of thing. It's really cool. I'm not seeing any questions.
So one other thing I thought of that sometimes we overlook is that, Beachbody really stands behind the actual health journey. And there's a Beachbody challenge every year, and 2 people are selected, a man and a woman, and they each get $100,000. And the coach of those 2 people each get $25,000. So there are daily, monthly, quarterly, and the annual $100,000 prize. And so Beachbody is always recognizing coaches and their challengers for the journeys that they're on and the transformations that they have. And so you can earn some money by being a coach who's gets your challengers to sign up for the Beachbody challenge. So I need to do that better. I mean, it's hard for people because they have to do a before and after picture. And so some people, it's really hard to do that, especially in the beginning. Once they get, looking better, they want to do their pictures. So it's a part of like the journey. You do your before after picture, you take your measurements and you put that up on Beachbody. And you only have to finish a program, you get a t-shirt. So it's pretty cool. So you get a t-shirt and you can potentially win money that way.
So Gracie, you had a question about, with a separate full-time job, how much time do you devote to coaching a week? So it really depends on you and how fast you want to grow this business and how efficient you are with your time. I live in the Seattle area, and I actually have met somebody that is really high up at Microsoft, and she is a very successful coach as well. And it's all about, time management and finding those, and I think Haley might have talked a little bit about this, finding those pocket power hour kind of things. So you might have like 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and you kind of piece it together. But really, you're at your own pace and you're your own CEO. So really, you got to figure out what works for you and your structure. Oh, great. You work at Boeing. So we might know the same people. So you really just kind of figure out what works for you and what your goals are. So like, if your goal is, say, to surpass your Boeing income, you would probably work really hard. Maybe you'd wake up early and work on it, or maybe you'd go to bed late at night. And it's kind of just what works for your family and your schedule and your structure of how you want to do things. I don't know, Lori, because I know you worked part-time or full-time actually.
Right. Yeah, I had a full-time job, and I would get up a little bit earlier, and I would work at my lunch break. I would eat at my desk and and work on Beachbody stuff. And then when I get home at night, I would do my workout. So I didn't do my workout in the morning. I would do a little bit of work in the morning, and then I get home at night. And so you just work around. You try to cut out TV. TV isn't going to pay your bills. So sitting there's a lot of things you can cut out in your life. You'd be surprised. And I think the other thing is you just have to have a conversation with the people in your life, and just, you have to have the same set of goals, and you have to set expectations, and there's got to be these non-negotiables, right? And so, you have to set aside time for that. You have to have the same set of goals, and you have to set expectations, there's going to be these non-negotiables, right? And so, you have to set aside time for that.
Katie, did you hit play?
Goals, and you have to set expectations. There's going to be these non-negotiables, right? And so, you have to set aside time for that.
Katie, did you hit play?
Goals, and you have to set expectations. There's going to be these non-negotiables, right? Difficulties. All right.
It's okay. It's confusing.
Yeah. Well, I just noticed there's mute buttons, so I could, I don't know if it's because I'm in the group and I have too many Facebook tabs open, so I should just close them all. All right. Well, it stopped, so.
So if you are ready for the next step of coaching, Gracie, just message whoever invited you to the group and connect with them, and they'll walk you through. But if anybody doesn't have any more money questions, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Katie.
Okay. So Katie's going to talk. I think Katie might be, are you the newest coach that is on the call tonight speaking? You might be.
Think so. I was January 16, so I think so. So I'm almost an 18-month-old coach.
Okay. All right. Go.
Which is why you guys heard the background noise. That was me in the but my hand, in my defense, I didn't do it on purpose. My hand hit my pad. So anyway, all right. Thank you guys for joining us. I am so excited for anybody that I may have invited that might be watching. So thank you for hopping on. And for those of you that just took your evening to join us, because we are all busy people. And what I find is everybody is too busy, and I was too busy until I became a coach. And now I feel like I'm constantly doing something, but I don't feel nearly as busy, which is an interesting catch-22. So I actually am Nikki's cousin, Lori's daughter. Not that we need to get into all the family dynamics, but I've watched Nikki grow up all my life, but for 2 years before I signed on as a coach, I watched Nikki be a coach. And I'm like, how is she doing that? That is so fantastic. Oh my gosh. How come I never found something like that? And I'm watching Nikki do it. And the whole time I'm thinking, I could never do that. I've gone all these years to school to be a nurse. And I just finished graduate school a couple of years prior to Nikki starting coaching as a nurse practitioner. And so I've got all this school. So, every now and then I still get from my mom, I can't believe you're throwing your education away. And then I get, hey mom, I'm doing this with coaching. And she's like, that's great. So she's very Jekyll and Hyde-ish. She's very mom-ish about it, but that's okay too. And that can be part of the challenge too, especially with people signing up. You worry very much sometimes about what other people think. As a nurse practitioner, I had learned a lot because of a lot of personal health issues in my family with not only myself, but my son. I learned a lot about nutrition and holistic nutrition and doing things other than taking a pill for health issues. And as a nurse practitioner, that's voodoo, that's frowned upon in the medical industry. And so that slowed me down a little bit from coaching, but then I kept watching Nikki and I'm like, daggone it. She's rocking it. I need to do what Nikki's doing. So I didn't always just sign on as a coach. The Hammer and Chisel program was coming out. Nikki kept posting about that. And I'm like, that's my program. I'm doing that program. And I told her, I said, Nikki, as soon as that comes out, you send me information on that. I'm doing that program. She's like, all right. And then she did this test group. So I got into her test group and I loved this program. This program totally started to change my life. And I was at a point in my life where I had weight issues, but the weight issues were all kind of a matrix of other health issues as well. And I was trying to figure out how to fix it all. And I was having a lot of trouble, of course, with that. And I started having so much success with Hammer and Chisel. I'm like, oh, this is it. They've got something going on here. I couldn't get to the gym for 2 years because I had at the time, what are my kids? 15 and 10. So I had an 8 and a 12, 13-year-old. You guys know how busy moms are. And I was working as a nurse practitioner. So I did hammer and chisel, and all of a sudden I got rid of not only the last 10 pounds I wanted to lose out of 50, but I got rid of 5 more pounds, and I'm like, wow. And great coach that I am, I didn't follow the meal plan perfectly. And I didn't start Shakeology until halfway through the program. I did the performance pack because I wanted to recover and I wanted to have that muscle recovery afterwards. I didn't know enough about Shakeology at the time to know that I needed that too. That's a whole other story because Shakeology and the holistic nutrition in Shakeology, 2 months later, I learned more about by taking a holistic nutrition course. And I'm like, oh, all that's in Shakeology. And at that time, I had started to drink Shakeology because I had signed on as a coach, and that's what you do as a coach, and it was good, and it made me feel better, and it does all the things everybody says it does. It truly does. It gives you energy, and it helps decrease your mental stress, and we can tell you all the reasons about that. If you're on this call, my guess is you know a little bit about Shakeology, so I'm not even going to go there. But back to the hammer and chisel part. I finished hammer and chisel, and then I just started sharing it with friends, and I didn't realize what I was doing was sharing my journey. I was just sharing my journey. And then I realized, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing if I kind of want to coach. And I had all these friends reaching out to me, which doesn't always happen, but everybody's always interested. And I've been in health and wellness long enough that people were initially reaching out to me. And so I had this great following in the beginning, and it really got me excited, and I was doing really well. And Anne-Marie mentioned you help 3 people a month and Beachbody rewards you. Well, I was helping more than 3 people a month. And I earned the trip and anybody that we were just talking about the trip to Punta Cana that we all had. So I earned that trip very early on. And then throughout the year, I earned, you can pay a little bit, or you can pay the deposit, or you can and earn the rest of the trip, or you can have to pay for a big portion of the trip. It depends on how well you do helping other people. And I totally won everything but my deposit for free. And I'm like, holy crap. All I did was share my story, take care of myself, which I never get to do as a nurse practitioner. And I got to thinking, this is what I need to be doing. And 10 months into coaching, I've been coaching part-time and a nurse practitioner. And at the time, myself and my son were battling some health challenges that were starting to kind of accumulate and needed more attention at home. And I needed to decide to spend more time coaching or spend more time as a nurse practitioner. And I couldn't do both because I was doing so much as a coach now. I was helping so many people that if I stopped coaching, I wasn't giving to those people what I promised them, and that's not who I am. And any coach you meet, those are your good coaches, and there are so many great coaches out there. That's why this is a whole family thing, and it extends across the country and beyond. It really does. I've met people that I would have never met. I am taking care of my health now because I chose coaching. I did quit my nurse practitioner job. And to this day, I bet 2 weeks don't go by without my daughter looking at me and saying, Mommy, the best thing you ever did was become a coach. At 10, she gets it. There was that much difference in our life, in our busy life, because we're all so busy. And I was trying to do it all. And it's impossible. So what I've chosen is to share what I've found to help people the most. And to help people the most is, in my perspective, to be able to have a job that kind of makes me build myself. I think Laurie mentioned the personal development, or maybe Haley mentioned personal development. We have the tenacity and the guts to sit here and talk to you guys. Beachbody has done for us, not because this is who we've always necessarily been. and I love to talk. They're probably going to say, hey, Katie, your time's up here in a minute. But it really does help you discover the best you, and you want to share that with other people. So my job not only has helped me find the best me, they demand that I share that with other people. They demand that I take care of myself. They demand, I mean, they don't demand, but I mean, it's what we do. You get your workout in, you live the life of health and wellness because that's what you believe in. And when you do that as a coach, I did a video today and I called it Wiggle and Ripple. Please wiggle and ripple with me. And that's what I want people to do. I want people to get active, and then I want you to share that, be the ripple effect. And that's why we invited you to this call. And I think pretty much I've gone down the list of what I wanted to share with you guys. And what are we, 17 months into it? I can say I was only working as a part-time nurse practitioner. There have been multiple weeks that I topped my weekly income as a nurse practitioner. Now, when I say multiple, I'm talking one hand multiple, not dozens. I have consistently, in the past 4 out of 5 weeks, met or gone beyond what I brought home per week as a nurse practitioner. So that was my goal when I quit my job. My goals are so much bigger now because that's what this business does. It just makes you reach higher. It makes you want to be more. And the more you are, the more you give to other people. And that's why we coach. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. that made me think what you said, Katie, is that all of us were petrified to do videos the first time. So the people who are watching this are seeing, like, I've been doing this 3 years. I was like, I was sick to my stomach the first time I had to do a video for an assignment. And I was not a selfie. I don't think I ever did a selfie either. So it's just like, yeah, just part of what you learn, just like any other job. You go to a job and you learn how to, I don't know, to type up an agenda. You learn how to, do some kind of Excel spreadsheet. Here, you just learn how to do selfies.
Yeah, I was like, I am not doing those selfie things there for young kids. There you go. Yeah. Now, we do selfies, and we do selfies because we want to share happiness. Don't you guys smile when you see a smiley selfie? So we give you selfies.
Well, and I think, and we'll let Julia talk in a second, but what a selfie does is what we get taught is, there's lots of Beachbody coaches, but there's only one you. And selfies connect people with you. If you put up a picture of a T25 or 21-day fix, and you put your face behind it so nobody can see you, well, they only see the 21-day fix. So they can buy that from anybody, but they can only be in your challenge group working with you as a coach. And so that's all taught to you. And in the very beginning, gosh, I posted just pictures of boxes. Anyways, all right, Julia.
Yes. Hello. Okay. Katie, I just had to say, someone else said a mic drop to what you just had to say. Just so genuine, and like all the coaches too, it just comes out so genuine because it's our story. We're not being fake. We're not fronting. We're not, coming like reading off a script. And these stories are coming from our hearts. And so I hope you guys are like picking up on that vibe. So my name's Julia. I've been a coach for about 2 years now. And how I started was, I was just after my first child, I had gained a lot of weight, and I was just going through a lot of changes as a first-time mom and trying to find work-life balance, and it was just a big adjustment for me. And I just was not taking care of myself. I was not working out. I was not eating right. I was it just all let loose. I let myself go, and I gained a lot of weight. I was the heaviest that I've ever been. Whether people believe it or not, I hide it well with my clothes. And I was in bed, and it was, once you are like bigger and you're sluggish, it's this big domino effect. It's not just like oh, I didn't fit well in my jeans and I was like feeling that. It was, you know, it starts, you get sluggish, you get tired, you get fatigued, you get irritable, you get moody. It starts affecting your marriage, your friendships. Like everything is touched by how you feel and look. And so it got to a point where I was just so down, and I was really down for a while. And I was in bed scrolling on Facebook like most of us all do at night. And it was just mindless scrolling. You know, you just scroll and scroll and scroll. And I saw a post from a friend, a college friend, who was talking about Shakeology and the fitness programs and how it changed her life, and she lost all this weight. And so I was like, I don't even know what this is. At that point, I never even heard of Beachbody before. I've heard of Insanity and P90X, but I never knew what Beachbody was or Shakeology. And I reached out to her because I was so desperate at that point. Right? People make a change when they are just like, you just so desperately need to change. That's when people are like, okay, let's do this. And so I was at that let's do this moment. And I reached out to her and I was like, tell me, what are you doing? And so she told me, I did it. I was like, all right, whatever it is, I don't like shakes. I don't think I'm a shake person. And I think the accountability groups are a little bit cheesy, but like, whatever. Obviously what I'm doing is not working. So let me just do what you're doing. So I bought Focus T25. That was my first DVD set. And 3 days into it, I told myself, I was like, okay, Julia, if you're going to do it, legit do it. Drink the shake every day, participate in the challenge group, like do the workouts, eat right, do it right. And so I was like, okay, 3 days into it, I just knew. I mean, I was like, I've never experienced anything like this. I have a long list, a resume of like gym memberships, gyms that I've belonged to, and it just hasn't worked out for me. I've done personal training, and you know, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm a Taekwondo master. So like fitness is kind of like what I do, but I don't know, when you're just, it was hard for me. I don't know at that time. And so to have this where it had everything, I had fitness program. All I had to do was like put in the DVD and push play. I just had to drink a shake. I had to follow the nutrition plan. Everything was there, like recipes, grocery list, everything was there. And then for the motivation part, which everyone complains about, oh, I don't have the motivation, it was there in the challenge groups. Everything is laid out like silver platter. All you have to do is follow it. And so when I realized that on the third day, I was like, I have to be a coach. I didn't want to be a coach because I already run a business with my husband. But I was like, this is too good. Like I can't just keep this to myself. And so that was 2 years ago. I made the decision to be a coach, and I just haven't stopped. So if you guys have been hearing our stories, you know, for the past like 50 minutes, or if you've been following your friends' posts, you're here for a reason. And so you might by now be saying, okay, I'm ready to coach. What do I do now? How much does it cost? Okay, so that's where I come in. There's 2 ways to sign up to be a coach. Number one, you pay $40 coach fee, or number two, the best way is to purchase a challenge pack. And a challenge pack is a Shakeology and fitness program bundle. So, you know, whether it's Insanity, there's Size, there's Conquer Heat, there's 21 Day Fix, there's a ton of programs out there. You save a lot of money when you buy it together. Now, something even better than that is something called the All Access Challenge Pack. Okay, so there's like the Netflix of fitness programs that's called Beachbody On Demand. There is nothing like it out on the market. Nothing. Beachbody On Demand has, I don't even know how many fitness programs, but it's over $7,000 worth of fitness programs up there. You have your yoga, your Pilates, your dance, your hip hop, your Brazilian butt lift, you have weights, you have high intensity, everything you can imagine, you have up there. So the All Access, you have complete access to all of those fitness programs, like everything. And you have a month's supply of Shakeology, so you can pick your flavor between vegan, the non-vegan flavors, variety packs, like whatever you want. You get a month's worth of that. What else do you get? You get, okay, so normally it's on sale for like $199, but it's on this crazy sale until I think the end of August, I think, for $160. So you get everything I mentioned for just $160. And that's just including like the products, not including your one-on-one coaching, unlimited access to challenge groups, tools, resources, nutrition guides, message boards. I mean, am I missing anything? I feel like I am, but there's just so much that's included.
The containers. The containers.
Oh, yes. The containers. Okay. Where do I go with that? I wish I had it in front of me. So you get these little colored containers. Okay. Who knows? Like, oh, a lot of people say, I said this too. Oh, I don't need like a nutritionist or nutrition guide. I know how to eat healthy. You just eat salads, right? Less carbs. Yeah, okay. If that were the case, I would have freaking lost the weight. Okay, if that were the case, then nobody would have New Year's resolutions if it were that easy. With these portion control containers, you don't think about it. You don't have to weigh food. You don't have to like, all you have to do is fill it. Like I have a red one for, protein. Let's say I have chicken. I cut up the chicken, I put it in, and however much I can stuff in there is how much I can eat. Same with the greens, same with the carbs, same with everything else. I think it's not restricting. Like you guys probably have seen me sipping my wine. Like this is allowed. This is allowed. This is a part of the nutrition plan. So it's not restrictive at all. You can like eat and enjoy food and feel like, you're cheating every day because it's legit a lot of food. So those are the two ways to sign up. There is a monthly business service fee, I think it's called, $15.95. Here's what's included, okay? 3 websites, 24/7 customer service for all your customers, 24/7 coach relations support for you if you have any questions, shipping and handling of all the products to all your customers, so the shakes, apparel, accessories, anything from the performance line, anything that's shipped on, like that you can order from the website and it gets sent out. Shipping and handling is covered in that. You have a back office, which that alone, okay, you have a customer management software system. You can send out emails. It tracks all your accounting, all your commissions, everything. And so I had mentioned earlier that my husband and I run a taekwondo studio. So we're already business owners. So for this cost of like the $160 plus the $15.95, it's a complete steal because what we have to do, we have to deal with landlords. If we want to open up a studio, we have to go out and find a place. We have to get our credit checked. We have to pay the rent. We have to hire employees and pay payroll. We have to buy we have to build the interior out. We have to pay for like maintenance with cleaning and then all that stuff. Like you don't have to do any of that with this. Like this is all online. Like we pay for like a customer like management software system because we have hundreds of students and we have to be able to like email them and all that stuff. Like for $15.95, all that is taken care of. From a business perspective, it's practically free. There is nothing out there in the taekwondo world that costs only $15.95 to take care of all of this. There's nothing. So for me, it's like nothing. It's not even a charge. So basically, I think I'm going way past my allotted time here. To be a coach, to own your own business, to be recognized, to be healthy, to be fit, to learn to be happy, to be encouraged to read personal development and learn and grow as a person and help others do the exact same thing, which is completely invaluable. For this cost, it's insane. I mean, it's like not, you can't even put a price tag on all this that's being offered. Valuable. For this cost, it's insane. I mean, it's like, okay. So yeah, and then on top of that, there's more. Like once you become a coach, you're just not left hanging. You have tools, you have resources, you have trainings, you have like groups and people who will keep you accountable. And there's just so much offered, you guys. So I hope this is just a little bit of so much I want to say, but it does cover the basics. And I hope I didn't leave anything out.
Great. Thank you, Julia. That was great. All right, Lauren's up next. She's our last speaker, and if you just can hang for a few more minutes, she's going to talk about some of the things like objections you might have or that you might be worried about you might hear, and then we're going to answer questions. So go ahead, Lauren. She's got a great story. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Are you muted?
Can't hear you. Oh no!
Are your earphones in or anything? No.
Did you mute her, Lori?
No, she's not muted.
Hmm.
Now she's muted. Try to talk now. No. Now she's unmuted.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
She was so fired up to talk tonight too.
And she's going to try to rejoin, I think.
Okay.
All right, let me add her to the broadcast again. Okay. No. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, darn. Got such a great story.
No. Bummer, you were so excited tonight too.
All right. Oh, well. Okay, so why don't we just go around and why don't we, because I want to talk about objections. Let me bring, we'll take turns, but I'll bring Anne-Marie back and then we'll bring Katie back too. So Anne-Marie, do you have an objection? I'll start. I'll just say an objection that I hear sometimes is, well, I don't look like a coach, or, I need to lose weight first. So what actually is the case is people who are at their goal weight feel the exact same thing. They think, I don't have a transformation to share. So the best thing about being a coach when you're going through your journey is you inspire more people when you are going through your journey, because people can relate to that and people want to see themselves in you. And so when one of our top coaches, she started at 200, I think she was between 210 and 220. And she started taking videos of herself doing her workouts. And can you imagine how vulnerable that is? And that would be, the hardest thing. Most people wouldn't do that, but she did it. And she became a top 10 coach in Beachbody and built a huge business because of it. So you have to be willing. And one of our top coaches right now is a plus size. She's had a long journey. I think she's lost 100 pounds so far. So you've got to be willing to get over yourself, because it's not about you. It's about the people that you're going to help. And you can touch more people when you get out of your comfort zone and you start working on yourself and you share that publicly. You have to be willing. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy, and I'm not saying you can do it right away. Sign up for the coach discount and then start dabbing your little foot into the waters. Be in a challenge group, get a feel for, fall in love with the products and, reap the discount, and then start really reaching out slowly to people. But talking about it, maybe you start with just a face selfie about how you feel, and then maybe you start sharing more. But it's a gradual process. But you will do better if you're not at your goal weight when you start. That is your story, and you have to share it. That's your responsibility. So Anne-Marie, what's an objection that you've gotten?
I think one that really resonates with me and that I completely relate with, and that I've heard from some of the people I've talked to, is just this fear of failure. It's a lot to put yourself out there and to be vulnerable and to share your story and, to do all the things that Lori just talked about. And, what if I don't help anybody? What if nobody cares? This fear of rejection and this. But I'm here to tell you guys that honestly, what is the worst thing that's going to happen with you becoming a coach? You get in really good shape. That is the worst thing that's going to happen, is that you work on yourself. And I have seen it. I have seen it with coaches on my team. I have seen it with challengers as well, just even joining challenge groups. It's just like, it can be really scary to make that big leap, but once you make the big leap, it's a game changer. But yeah, that's a big one I wanted to talk about.
And I think with the fear of failure, I found with my challengers that once they get into a group with other people like them, then the fear of failing goes away, because they are allowed to fail, you know, and they get encouraged to pick themselves back up. So that's so key. All right, so Julia, bring Katie back. Julia, what's an objection that you've heard that you've had to address?
Sure. I think one, it's becoming less popular, but it is something. The pyramid, is this a pyramid scheme? I don't do the pyramid thingies, and I'm like, I cringe I'm like, oh, this is not a pyramid scheme. Number one, if this was a pyramid scheme, we would have been shut down a long time ago. To be all over YouTube, to be all over Facebook, you know, everyone has blogs about it, to be so like infomercials, to be so like well publicized, and for it not to have been shut down by now, it's got to say something. It has to say something to you. So no. And let me explain it like this. A pyramid looks like this, right? And it goes down like this. So take any company. I don't want to pick out any company, but let's just say XYZ company, right? You have the CEO on the top, you have the C-level executives, you have the managers, and then you have the employees, right? Okay, sorry guys, my little son, he's still not asleep yet. Hi. Okay, hi. Okay, hold on.
This is a part of a lot of what we do. I mean, we have kids. Probably everybody saw that video that went viral with the news guy, like freaking out, like shoving his kid out of it. So we don't do that. Our kids get on like our videos.
Especially my kids, they get on all the time.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's how it's set up, right? The CEO and the employees on the bottom, and the employees can never make more than their manager or the person above them. Never, right? Any company out there is in a pyramid formation. In Beachbody, it's the person below you, like theoretically, can make more money than you, right? It's not a pyramid at all. And if anything, it's just a word of mouth. Maybe sales structure or business models, and because of that, I guess there's more put in our pockets. Like, it's not a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. And just as an example, the coach that's been the top coach for the last 3 years is actually in the downline of the person who was the top coach in 2013. So you can in Beachbody be your own CEO immediately, and you can make more money than the other top coaches before you. So very, very good point, Julia. Thanks. So Katie, what about you? Objections?
Julia took mine. That was what I had in my head. So another one, the one thing that I tell people when I hear that is that not only can you move up above someone, like you're saying, as far as ranks, we help each other laterally as well as above and below one another. So the people at the top are not the only people benefiting from what I do. People lateral to me are benefiting from what I do as well.
Right. So Katie, I have one for you. It's too expensive.
Yeah, the money thing. I was going to do a time thing too. You know, as far as you know a lot about Shakeology, being a nurse and all of the stuff you know. So when you hear Shakeology is too expensive, what is your reaction usually? My reaction is I have quite a few, but I tell people that it's a lot more expensive to pay doctors' copays and prescription bills. I don't pay for allergy medicine anymore. I don't pay for Motrin anymore, and for allergy medicine anymore. So, and a lot of people will say, you know, along with the money thing, they're like, oh, well, I'll drink this protein shake. It's not a protein shake. So
It has protein in it.
Right.
Of course it has protein in it. So does my steak. You know, I can eat protein any day. What I tell people is I don't know where to get ashwagandha on the shelf in the grocery store, and I don't know how to prepare it, but I know my body needs it to detox the stress that I can't avoid every day that is inside my cells, the cortisol that rises, that adaptogenic herbs completely help you detox from. And when you're able to detox from that stress, it completely changes your hormones, your metabolic process, your digestive process. So the other day I had a friend who was talking about probiotics, and I'll get a protein shake, and I'm like, don't forget your adaptogenic herbs and your digestive enzymes and your antibiotics. And she's like, wow, that's really expensive. I said, sure is.
Mm. Yeah. So she was going to put that all in her shake, that she made herself.
I guess so. Making, but that's what they did to make Shakeology. We heard Isabel talk about it, and if people could hear Isabel talk about Shakeology, Isabel, and I've started to tell people that the creator of Shakeology created Shakeology because she was trying to heal herself holistically. Shakeology is holistic nutrition, period. It is. You cannot buy that on a shelf somewhere. You cannot get that in a pill. And if you do not try to detox and de-stress your body, you will continue to get sick. It's not about weight. You will end up with all of these chronic disease processes that everybody's going through. I don't need to list them all.
Oh, well, that's a great way to end it. Like, we're all passionate about Shakeology, and I can't imagine my life before it. I only wish I started drinking it before I was 54, almost 55. So I will, and I used to spend more money on my grande latte, soy latte, that was soy. I found out is bad for you. So, but anyways, we've gone about 6 minutes over, but I wanted to have open it up for questions. Have we had any questions? Do people have questions from what we've talked about? Is anybody in the Facebook group? I don't know if there's other questions.
I'm not seeing any questions.
Okay. I hope we see some of you in our team meeting, our next team meeting. It will be great to have, just the beginning of the journey is so amazing. As I say, and I say this to my challengers, it's great to be have a front seat view, courtside of the beginning of somebody's journey. It's pretty amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So, okay, well, I guess we'll close it out and thank everybody for joining. Sorry for the technical difficulties that got us started late.
Yeah, Lauren's bummed.
This will be a recording in the Facebook group, and I'll also create a video so that we can share as well with people. Okay?
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.